we're looking at the mighty SaRaSutenSeti, 5th king of the first dynasty, 3050 to 2890 BCE, who moved into the Sinai Peninsula, also into Mesopotamia, and you even hear the nation of Sumeria in his name, SaRaSutenSeti. And here is the black-headed people, the Nile Valley Africans that moved into that area, that went into that area under SaRaSutenSeti and established Sumeria. What you're looking at is Mesopotamian artifacts. These, look at the Egyptian influence on Mesopotamia. It was never vice versa. So you see who was the master and who was the student. Here again, you're looking at artifacts from Nimrud, Assyria, Babylonia, Sumeria, where they had gotten their knowledge from the Nile Valley Africans. You see the influence in all of their artifacts. So all of these brothers that's speaking of the Asiatic black man, cream of the planet Earth. How can you be the cream when you are, in essence, the student? Look at this lowly little peckerwood Arab standing next to the black immortals. You can easily see that these are two separate races. One with woolly hair, the other one with straight hair. Now look at the images of Amun-Ra, the winged sun disk, that the Mesopotamians have taken up out of the Nile Valley and are worshiping. Again, you're looking at artifacts, the so-called Sphinx, which they had taken up out of Egypt. You also see the lotus flower, which is the sacred plant of Upper Egypt, showing that they knew that they came from Upper Nile, up out of the Upper Nile regions of Africa. You see this in their artifacts. So how can somebody that comes thousands of years later rewrite our history and tell us that Mesopotamians came in Africa and civilized the African? They have rewritten the history when the facts are speaking in the artifacts of the Mesopotamians that the Nile Valley Africans went into Mesopotamia and lifted them up and civilized them and educated them. All the artifacts that you are seeing are from Mesopotamia. It was seen as if this was an Egyptian video, but it is not. It is only showing you how Egypt, the Nile Valley, influenced Mesopotamia. This is from Phoenicia, from Sidon, to show you that even the Phoenicians had gotten their education from the Nile Valley Africans. This white marble anthropoid coffin shows a male head wearing an Egyptian-style headdress to show you that the Phoenicians buried themselves like the Egyptians. Again, you're looking at artifacts, and I'm going to continue to show you this because this is the living proof from Mesopotamia, the area where Abraham came from. So Abraham, the area of Ur-Chaldea, was thoroughly Egyptianized, thoroughly of the KUSHITE high culture. So when even before he left Ur-Chaldea, he was thoroughly Egyptianized. This is a ziggurat, and you can see how they built with mud brick and show you how the rain then dilapidated their architecture. They were never on the level of the Nile Valley Africans. They never built with stone. So if they're the cream of the planet Earth, you got to show me the artifacts. You got to show us the facts and put them before us. Here is the winged sun disk, where Zoroaster, the prophet Zoroaster, took from the Nile Valley Amun-Ra to make their deity. Again, you're looking at the winged sun disk from Egypt to show you how the Persian took from the Nile Valley high culture of Amun-Ra and made their deity. Again, you're looking at the winged sun disk. This is Amun-Ra. This is in Persepolis. This is in Iran. This is past Mesopotamia. This is in Elam. You understand what I'm saying? To show you how far that the Nile Valley high culture stretched into Asia. And it was never vice versa. So all of these Jesse Jerusalem Muslims and Father Kabbalah, another weak-ass scholar, gonna tell you and me that the knowledge did not come up out of the Nile. You look at the artifacts for yourself and you tell the damn truth. This is the ziggurat of earth. Now, when you look at this, you say, okay, maybe they did have a little knowledge, but they dressed this damn building up. This is what the damn building looked like before. Right now, in this millennium, they went over that little mud castle and put those bricks around there to give you the illusion that that's how it looked. But it could never compare to what you're looking at right here. The Great Pyramids of Giza that the Nile Valley Africans put down. Ain't no damn debate. Here it is, right there in your face. And they won't tell you that another civilization on the same level of Kemet existed in America. Nigga, show us the damn pyramid. Show us the architecture, the artifacts, and the writings. They can't show you nothing. Here is the Pyramid of Saqqara. Another grand architect, Imhotep, put down in the Nile Valley for all the world to wonder how the hell he did it. Here again shows you the architecture of Mesopotamia. They only built with mud brick. If you're the cream of the planet Earth, you got to show me something better than this. Jesse, Jerusalem, Muslim, Father Kabbalah, another weak-ass scholar. This is Mesopotamia, and it shows us definitely, beyond any shadow of a doubt, that the knowledge moved from up out of the Nile into Mesopotamia, into India, into China, into Phoenicia, into Europe. It is from up out of the Nile Valley that all culture, all civilization moved around the planet Earth. Now you're looking at Ishtar, which was nothing but a Mesopotamian form of Aset. And you see that they both have the ring of life in their possession. Again, you're looking at the Babylonians, the immortals, who worship Amun-Ra, who worship the Sphinx, who worship Horn-Aki. And you see that they're black and that they come up out of the Nile. Here you're looking at the architecture from Persepolis, Iran. It is identical to the Egyptian architecture, to show you that they architects went into the Nile Valley to be learned in architecture, and then they went back to build architecture so similar to Egyptian architecture that you would think you were looking at temples that were actually standing in Egypt. So when you look at this map, you see how far to the west Persepolis is from Egypt. That this knowledge not only went to Persepolis, it went past Mesopotamia, it went past Persepolis, it went into India, and even in China. Here it shows the extent of the Nile Valley's empire up into Phoenicia, Israel, even up into Russia. Again, you're looking at Persepolis, Iran, Mesopotamia. You're looking at their architecture, seeing that their architecture is nothing but a plagiarization of the Nile Valley architecture. Taken straight up out of the Nile Valley. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. I am showing you the actual fact. I'm not telling you to just believe me. Here it is. Here you see the Mesopotamian kings trying to mimic the Nile Valley kings with the smiting of the enemy. What you're looking at again is another small representation of a Assyrian king trying to mimic the great sultans of the Nile Valley. Here is Nam, the true sultan, the first sultan of Egypt, who came down and reunified Lower and Upper Kemet into one nation. You understand what I'm saying? So again, you're looking at the headdress of the Mesopotamian. You're looking at their stature and their stance. It is all trying to mimic the Nile Valley king. This is to the black woman and to the black man. The original man and woman of the planet Earth. Straight up out of the Nile Valley. Remember where you came from, Africans.
This is your brother SaRaSutenSeti saying, arm yourself with knowledge, bang on that beast daily, liberation through education. Peace.